What's going on, MMA fans? It's that time again. Time for MMA Roundup. Will be the third edition. Going to run over the knockout of the month, the submission of the month, and the fight of the month. Also, something that Mike has suggested here that I'm going to start doing is also the bad call of the month, which this will be my first one that I've done. But if you have any suggestions of what to add on to this, maybe something that you like, feel free. Of course, as always, this video is intended for not only fellow MMA YouTube commentators here on YouTube to do a response video of what their picks were, but also for the fellow subscribers of not only my channel but of the other channels here in YouTube, the MMA YouTube community, to put your input of what you thought the submission of the month, fight of the month, KO of the month, and bad call of the month was. So let's start off with knockout of the month. There was one definite knockout that stood out. There were four candidates. I'm going to run over them. Vitor Belfort, Terry Martin, Andre Arlovski, Ben Rothwell, Anderson Silva, James Irvin, and Josh Barnett, Pedro Hizzo. Now, the one that stood out to me the most vicious knockout, would have to be Vitor Belfort over Terry Martin. Just threw the ropes at Affliction. Nasty knockout. Nasty knockout. Terry Martin did not know where he was at. He was out cold on his rear. Vicious knockout, probably one of the worst ones I've seen this month as far as knockouts are concerned. But wow, sick knockout. And then, of course, the runners-up you give to Josh Barnett, Pedro Hizzo, the Andre Arlovski, Ben Rothwell fight, and also Anderson Silva, James Irvin fight. Now, on to the fight of the month. We had a runner-up. Really didn't, extend out to a full fight that would, be a fight of the year candidate, but was still a great fight to watch as long as it lasted. Was Tatsuya Kawajiri versus Eddie Alvarez. Absolutely phenomenal fight for as long as it lasted. Back and forth action, everything that you would want in a stand-up battle between two guys. Of course, Eddie Alvarez pulling off the win and then not being able to continue in the lightweight tournament because of the cut. But the fight of the month, without a doubt, would have to be Quentin Rampage Jackson, Forrest Griffin. 5 rounds of non-stop action, back and forth. Great fight. A lot of controversy behind it. There was high points of that fight and also low points of that fight, but you got everything that you wanted in that fight as a mixed martial arts fan. So that definitely got fight of the month. Moving on to submission of the month, 2 candidates. Runner-up would have to go to Cole Miller over George Gurgel via the triangle choke. Nasty triangle choke, especially on George Gurgel, a black belt. But I'm going to have to go with CB Dollaway's Peruvian necktie on Jesse Taylor. Beautiful transition of being able to pull that off, and showed it so much in the tough show, and then coming out and pulling it off in live competition. Absolutely beautiful technique, the way that he pulled it off, and he gets the submission of the month. Bad call of the month is going to be similar to Mike's Mio Dreads. It's got to be the Anthony Johnson-Kevin Burns fight. That at least should have been a no contest, if not a disqualification, and a win for Anthony Johnson. Kevin Burns was warned repeatedly about poking Johnson in the eye. Johnson had to have eye surgery, and it was clear that this just wasn't something, an embellishment. Mazzagatti came out later after the fight saying that he made the wrong call in that fight, and duly so. So that was my bad call of the month. So as always, like I said at the beginning of this video, I've messaged several guys here in the MMA YouTube community. Do a response video. Put your picks out there of what you thought was the fight of the month, knockout of the month, submission of the month, and even bad call of the month. To my subscribers, to the subscribers of the other guys' channels here in the MMA YouTube community, and fellow watchers of MMA, feel free to leave your picks of those 4 categories. And on that note, you guys have a great day, and I will be back next month for the month of August for my MMA Roundup 4th edition.